Hi everyone, in today's video I want to talk about how to stop seeking external validation. So have you ever found yourself just subconsciously maybe even looking for people's attention? I feel like we all at some point seek some sort of validation that isn't from ourselves. And I think that's normal to a human extent because we always will, I think. But to be honest, are you like crossing that line? As in, are you seeking too much validation from people? Because there's so many things you could be doing with your life right now. There's so much. It doesn't matter if you're tired. It doesn't matter if you're unmotivated, right? There's so many things you could be doing. And you're not doing them. But you have to ask yourself, why? And the thing is, a lot of times it's the external validation. Because we're scared of what other people will think of us. I think we're so scared of what other people will think of us to the point that it's drilled into our subconscious that if unless we don't think it through, like if we don't think through things, I feel like we're going to keep going with what society wants us to do, because we're kind of wired in a way. Humans are like this, that we want society to like us. We want that external validation, right? It's technically not wanting external validation is denying your instincts, right? But at the end of the day, you have to choose yourself, right? Because if you don't choose yourself, nobody else is going to choose you. So, what is the point of just merely existing for the sake of nothing, for the sake of external validation? Sure, you might want someone to notice you, you might want to be friends with specific someone, you might want someone to notice you for a certain reason. It doesn't matter, right? But stop being so like afraid of everything. Like, you're literally afraid of people. You have to ask yourself, who pays the bills? You have to ask, who takes care of you? Who's in your mind? Who controls the things that are the most important? And it better be you, because if it's not you, then there's something severely wrong with your life. Assuming it is you, why are you seeking people's validation? Whether that's online, in real life, in your friend group, whatever. If you are seeking people's validation, you are bound to fail. Because the biggest geniuses, you can literally look at this in history, right? The biggest geniuses, the smartest people, the people that did amazing things, right? They were never ever liked. No one ever liked them. There's so many doctors, so many scientists, historians, philosophers. They were never liked for their work or for what they believed in. But yet they continued. They continued to believe in that, even if that meant death. Because at the end of the day, that's how confident they were within themselves. Because they knew what they were doing was right. So whatever you want to do with your life, go out there, and if you know it's right, do it. Don't even have a second thought about what other people think, because I know you all probably are looking for like a surprise amazing method on how to do all this, but there is no method that I can give you that's magically going to make you feel like you don't need external validation. It's constantly a choice. It is a practice. Like anything, the more you practice not seeking external validation, the better you will be at it. So stop being so afraid of people, because at the end of the day, I think people have their own lives, right? So even if you do something stupid, the people that are focused on their lives won't judge you because they're too focused on themselves. And the people that judge you, that's a them problem. Because they're going out of their way to judge you when they're not even looking at themselves. Those people are going out of their way to get your attention or to get other people's attention, because they can't talk about themselves because there's nothing to talk about. So external validation is literally an illusion, right? Everybody wants it. I think we all want it at some point. We all seek some sort of this type of validation. But first, try to seek internal validation before the external one. It's okay if you get that extra cup of external validation. It's probably good for you, right? But you don't need it. You only need the validation from yourself. You only need the love from yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, the external validation won't matter. So ask yourself, am I actually seeking external validation? Or am I so brainwashed to the point that other people's opinions and other people's beliefs are my external and internal validation? Because your internal validation is based off other people. Because that's the way you have been taught. That's the way you've been taught to view life. Stop that. Literally rewrite your life. Rethink your whole process of thinking. Because maybe you're the one that's poisoning your internal validation, and that's why you're constantly seeking external sources. Because your internal version of yourself is messed up. So unmess it up. It's hard, right? But it's not impossible. So stop being so afraid. Genuinely, sit down somewhere. Ideally, right now, pause this video, sit down, and just think about your life. This might seem like the stupidest thing ever because I just said there's so many things to do, right? But this is probably something most people never ever do for their whole life. Sit down, whether it's on your bed, on the floor, even lie down on the floor, whatever. Just think about your life from the very first memory you remember, from your earliest childhood memory or teenage or whatever. Look at yourself and look at what has created your core beliefs. Whether it's the good or the negative, look at yourself in a kind of neutral way and decide what needs to be cut off. And cut off every single belief and any internal part of yourself that you don't like, and bring in more of the version that you are creating of yourself that you know you want. Because the more, whatever it is you're seeking that internal validation into yourself, the more you practice it and the more you start to feel it, the more it'll affect you, right? And the less external validation you need. So trust me, external validation isn't actually because you need both types of validation. It's just that you don't have enough of one of them. You don't need both. You can have one or the other, right? So why are you still choosing to care about what other people think about you, that's crazy. You're sitting here and you could love yourself, but you're choosing not to. That is the stupidest thing I have ever heard. You are choosing to seek people's attention. At the end of the day, are they going to matter in 5 years? Are they going to matter in 10 years? Are they going to matter in a month? Are they going to matter in a week? Are they going to matter in a day? Stop looking for that external validation. Start doing something, just start doing something other than existing and seeking external validation. Because to be honest, I think that's what 90% of the population does nowadays. If I ask literally my whole class in my secondary school, if I ask most of my school, 9 times out of 10, so 9 people out of 10 people will probably say, if they think about it, they'll probably say, yeah, their hobbies are going on their phone. What they do with their free time, they hang out with their friends, they Snapchat people, they call people, they play video games. Those are their hobbies. Now think how much, here's a bit of toxic motivation. I usually hate toxic motivation, but this genuinely helped me. Think about how easy it is to get ahead of people just by taking one step at a time. Because these people are so stuck seeking external validation. They can't focus and they can't think about 1 minute about themselves. That is how desperate people are. That's crazy, because their subconscious is dominating their brain to the point they don't even use their conscious anymore. Does that make sense? They're kind of like zombies. I don't know how else to explain it, because people are so immersed in the world online and other people, they are not immersed in themselves. The moment I get up to the moment I go to sleep, what is 90% of what I'm thinking about? Me, myself, and I. Ways to help myself, ways to make my existence better, ways to make myself happy. That is what I'm thinking about every single day. Because that is all that matters. Start taking care of yourself, because think about it. If everyone started taking care of themselves, if everyone started loving themselves, think of how less toxic the world would become. It sounds like at first, oh yeah, you're being selfish. That's horrible. If everyone was selfish, this world would explode, right? But think about it. If everyone loved themselves but still respected other people, imagine how amazing this world would be. Imagine if people didn't follow so much online trends. Imagine how amazing this world would be if it weren't for all these brainwashed people. So ask yourself, if that's not possible, my environment is the problem. Get a new environment. Delete your social media. Whatever you need to do, move house. I don't care. And I don't care how long it takes. Do it. Strive towards that goal, because the environment you are currently in is destroying you. It's creating your subconscious, especially if you're young. It is literally causing you to think like the other people you are hanging out with. So please, I am telling you, even if you're putting on an act, it doesn't, for example, if you're hanging out with rich people and you're putting on an act that you're rich, I know this might seem impossible, but chances are, after a couple of years of hanging out with rich people, you're going to become rich. Because your brain will be so absorbed with seeking external validation to the point it will fix its internal self. You can use external validation to help you look into your internal in a way. Same example. If you go to people that have a horrible mindset, in your opinion, have no values in life, don't know what they're doing, are wasting their life away. If you go to those people, hang out with them for 5 years, right? And don't think of like other things, where do you think you're gonna be? It doesn't matter if you're like the smartest person in the world with the strongest mindset. You are going to get influenced by other people. So get rid of whatever environment needs to be eliminated. And trust me, self-validation is a choice versus seeking external validation. It will always and always has been a choice. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I will see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.